I want you to picture in your mind a staircase. The staircase has 10 steps. As we count back from 10, I want you to picture yourself descending down with each step you take. You will travel further into your subconscious mind. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sleep.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's to be expected. I count for in our session time now.
Really?
Oh yeah, don't worry. I don't charge you for it. I just put you after my lunch in case my lunch runs over, and so I don't have to eat in front of a client. In the last 110 times you've been here, you've been late for 72 of them.
You know that stat that readily.
Well, it's actually something I meant to talk to you about last time. I wrote it down in the corner of the... Well, it doesn't matter. You didn't show. And I hadn't seen you the prior 2 weeks before that because of your scheduling conflicts. But that's not what's important. What's important is that you're here now. Go ahead and have a seat.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to no call, no show. I can pay for that session.
I'm not worried about the money. I'm worried about you missing so many of your appointments. What's going on?
I'm fine. I've been in and out of the hospital, but it's okay.
No, wait,
I should have called you.
What happened? Are you okay?
I'm fine. I mean, they just charged me with a clean bill of health and a steep bill of money, but they couldn't find anything wrong. I haven't been able to keep anything down for a month. Everything I eat has come back up. And they did a whole heap of tests, but it wasn't a bug or a flu. It was just... I've been having panic attacks, nonstop.
Wouldn't that be the best time to call your therapist?
I was planning on it, but when you're panicking, you're not exactly thinking clearly. Now, are you?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And on top of that, I was alone, and I was in no condition to drive.
You know you can call me. You used to call if you couldn't find a ride.
I know, but lately it's been so hard to be on the phone. I can't focus. I don't know if calling you would have done any good. And usually I just call John, but he's been so busy, I didn't want to bug him.
I'm sure that he's worried about you. You should give him a call.
I don't want to be a bother. Especially since all I can talk about are my frequent panic attacks.
Yes. Could you describe your most recent panic attack and the symptoms?
At first, it doesn't even feel like I'm having a panic attack. I just feel sad, but I'm still high functioning. And then it gets worse, and it becomes this thick, heavy blanket of sadness. It just clings to your body and drags you down like lead boots. It makes every movement a chore, and it's just drenched in hopelessness. It heightens your awareness of impending mortality of yourself and everyone you know, and then it's fear and worry that nothing's ever going to work out for you, and then the panic really sets in, and it feels like you're hitting the gut with a bag of rocks. That's when the physical symptoms start, and I can't stop sobbing or vomiting or I profuse night sweats, and I move around a lot so I don't get much rest. It's exhausting and disgusting feeling.
And the sleeping pills I gave you?
Yeah, about those, they give me really weird dreams, and I don't get much sleep.
Are you keeping the dream journals like I asked?
Yeah, I brought them, and I was going to talk to you about that. I have kept dream journals for a long time, all chronologically filed for years. I used to journal every day, but then I kind of lost interest in the daily mundane stuff. And I went through them, like you said, looking for stuff that really stuck out to me or seemed particularly poignant or relatable to the session work, but nothing really stuck out. All my dreams were kind of the same.
Well, there's something to that if you're having a single reoccurring dream.
It's not the exact same dream. It's the same location, the same setting or backdrop, I guess. It's a lakeside community set back in some trees, kind of like the ones where I grew up. But my house, and you know how in the dreams it feels like it's yours even when it isn't, it's a big Victorian. And we grew up in rustic hunting and fishing cabin.
I know that we've explored the lake as your source of your fear of water,
Honestly,
but I was thinking that we could...
I can't think of a single instance of negativity when it comes to that lake. That was the only good part of my childhood. Me and John and Adam used to go swimming and catch frogs there every summer, and that was the only time our dad was really nice to us. I mean, I've told you about some of the shit that he pulled when he'd beat us head to toe, then take breaks for lunch and come back and beat us some more. Like, that was the only way to raise a child. But not when he took us overnight camping on some island in the middle of that water. He was nice then. I mean, it was always kind of suspicious. I thought he was going to drown us or something, but no, it was just that. Water meant calm. I don't know if being surrounded by the sound of lapping water cooled him off or what, but I loved that lake.
And he won't let me take you down hypnosis.
Oh, we tried it before and I couldn't take it seriously. Remember? I kept moving around and I couldn't relax.
Well, yes, and in cases like yours, we do some guided meditation and listen to soothing sounds like my fountain or running water.
Yeah, but your fountain sets me off because I'm a psycho. Who the hell's afraid of water?
Large bodies of water are a
But
common
not large
fear.
bodies. Sounds of trickling water give me anxiety. Pools that I can clearly see the bottom of give me anxiety. Washing dishes gives me anxiety. I'm a freak, and it's actually ruining my life. I mean, I know you're trying to help, Dr. Roberts, but I just feel so crazy. I feel stupid, and I feel crazy.
Laura, there is a perfectly sane and rational explanation for the onset of your fear. And it's buried in the years you're keeping from us. But we'll find it, and we'll fix it.
I don't even know why I buried them. They're after my father left. He was the abusive narcissist that ruined my childhood. After my mom divorced him, all our lives got better. Now, when I should be climbing the ladder in my career or starting a family, instead I'm paying a guy what little money I do earn to help me figure out why I have to work from home because I'm afraid of showers and I no longer meet professional standards of hygiene.
You think it got better.
What?
You think that your life improved, but we don't know for sure.
I've heard from Mom and John and Adam. Everyone was happier then. Did I tell you that he used to get drunk and make us fight each other? If one of us got into trouble, he would punish us. He would make the other siblings beat the one that was in trouble. And if you didn't beat your siblings, you got beat by him later. Worse than usual. I can't tell you how many times John didn't come home. He'd sleep in his friend's treehouse down the street and we'd see him at school the next day. We don't have secrets from each other. My brothers tell me everything. I mean, we lived through hell together.
You've told me. Can I take a look at some of these?
Yeah, I mean, nothing really stuck out. My dreams rarely have to do with my dad or my brothers.
Well, the subconscious likes to disguise things. It hides things in plain sight, which is why I wanted you to keep these journals. But through hypnosis, you're in full control of the material that you're accessing. And if you start to feel uncomfortable, you can hit the eject button and you're out of there. But with dreams, you're not really afforded that luxury of control.
I mean, be my guest, but there's nothing there.
Well, there is more here than you realize.
You know, I've had plenty of opportunities to relive the beatings in my sleep, and it's never that. My dad would disappear for days at a time, and it was so nice to have him gone. My mom was always working or off visiting my grandmother. She was demented.
What do you mean demented?
I mean, she got dementia.
Oh.
It took her a really long time to die, too. My mom was always flying off to Arizona to make sure she was okay, but the nursing home she was in was abusive and it's horrible. And so that just left us and Dad. We thought maybe he was stressed because he missed her, but he would drink excessively and then roll out of the house in the middle of the night, be gone for 3 or 4 days at a time. I remember going to the school after hours with my brothers a lot. They throw out some pretty good shit in those dumpsters.
You ate food out of the dumpsters?
I mean, they were fresh-ish crates of milk and juice and bread, but, you know, and the kids threw out some really good stuff. I mean, I found baggies full of pizza and homemade raviolis, or Tupperware full of all kinds of good stuff, and we'd eat that while he was gone, because that sick fuck would lock the front door to the house and leave us to fend for ourselves. Didn't usually bother us, though. I mean, we'd cruise down to the 7-Eleven and use the bathroom and the microwave, and then hang out in our backyard, pitch the tent we kept in the shed, or sleep in our friend's treehouse down the street.
And you never told your mom?
I'm sure we did, but she thought we were exaggerating at the time. Even though we had the bruises to prove it, and the school always saw us wearing the same clothes. I mean, now that I think about it, she was probably just trying not to scare us because she didn't know what to do. Maybe she was afraid of him because everyone else was. I mean, I don't blame her. She did her best.
It's very emotionally mature of you.
I'd like to think I'm emotionally mature for someone who's afraid of the tap being turned on.
Can we try hypnosis again? I've tracked down some music that doesn't have running water in it. Do you like diggery-doos?
Are you joking?
No. Yeah. Go ahead and lie back, palms facing up. Relax.
I mean, we can try it, but I don't think that it's...
Don't think. Just listen to the sound of my voice. Can you follow directions?
Usually.
That's all it is. It's just following directions, okay? Now, can you picture things clearly in your mind if somebody tells you to? I want you to picture a tree. In your mind, close your eyes and describe it.
What kind?
Doesn't matter. Any kind of tree. Just picture it and describe it.
I see a large golden hill with lots of tall grass. There's a black oak standing lonely in the middle. It's gnarled and twisted and full of character. Its leaves and bark are almost black. They're so dark brown.
You're gonna be fine. Just listen to the sound of my voice and I'll guide you through it, okay? Just relax. Please close your eyes again.
Okay, not right now.
Not right now?
Later in the session. I'm still decompressing from
Okay.
the drive over and sensory overload.
Okay, that's fine. I see that you had some of these marked for me.
Yeah, those are the ones I can remember having. I don't need to consult the journals to tell you about them.
Well, this one looks pretty recent. Looks like you wrote this in March.
Yeah, no, that one's not recent. That one's pretty old. That's actually from the years that I erased. It was really hard on me. I couldn't catch my breath for a minute afterwards. I couldn't breathe. It felt so real. It was me and these two women that I worked with, and they were friendly and kind, and they offered to help me move into this big Victorian. And for some reason, we couldn't get the mattress in through the front door of the house. We had to take it around the lake and into the back of the house to get it in. So the three of us are carrying this big, heavy, cumbersome foam mattress, and all of a sudden I hear this little yelp as we're going up an incline, and the mattress starts to tug back. We're pulled down into the mud up to our hips with this mattress on top of us, filling with water and getting heavier and heavier until it pushed us down into the mud and we suffocated. We couldn't get it off of us.
Mattresses often represent your support system or your family. Do you feel like your family is suffocating you?
No, I love my family.
Well, nobody said that you couldn't love your family and still feel like they're suffocating you.
Well, my brothers can be needy sometimes, but after what we went through together, it's nice to have someone to talk to with shared experiences and perspectives.
Well, dreaming of moving is to signify that you're desiring a change or you want to be out of a situation. Dreaming of mud is a dream of feeling like you're stuck in a bad situation. Perhaps your subconscious was telling you that you wanted to be somewhere else. Were there other dreams that stuck out to you?
Well, there's one about this girl that I went to middle school with that I killed. That one actually hit me pretty hard. We were at a party and there was an altercation. We were the only two in the kitchen, and She lunges at me and I push her back and she slips on something and she hits her head on the edge of the counter. But instead of telling everybody that it was an accident, I hit her body in the freezer and I waited until after the party was over to tell. I just remember that he had to move a bag of corn niblets to get to her body. I thought that was an odd detail.
Well, funny as it is, corn can often represent that's a corny joke. Perhaps your brain was mocking you for hiding her in the freezer.
I guess so. But I know better than that. I mean, I've watched enough crime drama.
What was she like?
Huh?
The girl in your dream that you killed, what was she like? Often our subconscious likes to kill the undesirable personality traits in us, and they manifest as people. So what was she like?
Selfish, stuck-up brat. Insensitive, manipulative. Kind of like my father, actually.
Perhaps you were trying to kill the personality traits in you that reminded you of him. Were there other dreams that stuck out to you?
Just one that I can think of. I'm lying in bed and suddenly it starts to shake. And like the dreams do, all of a sudden we're in the middle of a lake. All of us in our pajamas. And then it gets really cold. Then I can't see anything else. I'm just freezing. I always wake up sweating and freezing, and I can't catch my breath.
Who's we?
I don't know them. I can just feel that they're there. And we're all terrified. Oh, and there's another one that I've had more than once in the last year. It started about the time that I stopped being able to take baths. I'm in a boat, and there's a man sitting in front of me and a child sitting behind me. The man is calm, and the child is calm. I'm the only one that's frightened, and I try to close my eyes to ignore the fear. And I remember the water is red, and I can almost see to the bottom of it. It's this vast, clear, red, terrifying ocean. Suddenly something hits the boat from the bottom and tips it over, and the child falls out. But there's nothing I can do to save him. I just watch him sink to the bottom, the darkness teeming with creatures ready to devour him. This dream always just wounds me. I wake up uncomfortable and melancholic. It just feels so real.
Is it set with the others?
It's the same place, but it doesn't look the same. It just feels connected.
Dreaming of drowning can often represent an inability to find stability in your life or a loss of innocence. Perhaps you feel that your past experiences have robbed you of your freedom. Perhaps your subconscious was telling you that you needed to seek help, which you did. And look, you're a little more relaxed now, and you're holding the pillow that you like. Can we try this again?
Yeah, I just have to get out of my head.
Well, simple. Just close your eyes and stop thinking.
It's easier said than done, but I'll try.
Now, I want you to picture your happy place, the place that you feel most comfortable. You can describe it to me if you'd like, or you can stay silent.
My happy place is here, oddly enough. It used to be the lake, but now it's here. I feel safe here, whereas I don't feel that at home.
Flattered. All right. Focus on the details of the office. How it looks and feels and smells. Take a deep breath. Follow the air as it enters in through your nostrils and travels down into your belly. Smell the lavender-scented candle. Listen for the flicker of the flame against the glass. Listen to the sound of my pen against the paper. Now listen to my voice and follow my directions closely. I want you to picture yourself, body and mind, in front of the door to my office. You reach out and you grab the handle. You feel the weight of the door as it swings open. On the other side is not the hall that you're familiar with. Instead, There is a staircase with 10 steps. As we descend down these steps, we will count backwards from 10, traveling into your subconscious. Take the first step. 10. Forgetting all the sounds around you except for the sound of my voice. 9. Another step. Not caring so much for the outside sounds of the cars in the distance, the AC turning on, or the sound of me writing notes. 8. Deep breaths. Releasing tension from your body, head to toe. Relaxing your jaw and relaxing your shoulders. 7. Another step. Relaxing your mind so that we can enter your subconscious. 6. Another step. Relaxing the body, but mind still aware. 5. Listening to the sound of my voice. 4. Another step. 3. Deeper. 2. Deep breaths. 1. Sleep. As you descend off the last step, there's another door in front of you. Behind that door is a room with shelves filled with reels and reels from your life. Do you see this room?
Yes.
Some of these reels are labeled with dates and times from your life. Some of the labels are black and white, some are in color, some stand out to you more than others. I want you to go through these memories and pick out a reel that's speaking to you. Tell me when you've found a reel.
Okay. I found a reel.
I want you to take the reel, and to your right is a bin. Place the reel in the bin. In front of you is another door. Step through that door and tell me when you're in the next room.
I've gone through.
You're now in a movie theater. Take a seat and look up at the screen. Describe what the theater looks like.
It's huge. Grand Opera House style. Red curtains. Red velvet seats. I'm sitting in the middle of the house.
The screen turns on. It's the reel that you chose. What do you see on the screen?
There's nothing on screen. It's just dark.
Keep watching. It'll play.
It's playing, but it's just playing darkness.
What do you feel in the darkness?
Sad. And there's a man watching me.
Do you know the man?
No.
What do you see on the screen? Do you see anything?
No.
I want you to listen. Can you hear anything?
It sounds like my bedroom in Orange.
What do you hear?
I hear the sound of the street outside. There's a train.
What do you see?
There's a little bit of light coming through the front window. I slept in the living room when my room was being painted.
What else do you see?
There's a man. He's holding something. He's watching us. I'm afraid I can't breathe.
You're all right. Just breathe, okay? Just breathe and tell me what the man is holding.
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What did you see?
Hold on. I didn't see anything. I can just feel it. It was like a dream. It would just. Oh, I have goosebumps. Oh.
Do you want a bottle of water?
Yeah, sure. Oh, did I screw it up? I mean, I'm guessing your sessions are supposed to last longer than, what's it been, less than 15 minutes? I'm assuming your intentions are to get beyond the theater?
Well, yeah. But you went down rather quickly, which is good. I can send you home with a tape where I can reprogram you, as it were, with self-hypnosis. It can make you more susceptible to suggestions, so that next time we can get to the important stuff.
Just do it again.
Right now?
You just do it again. I'll stay down, even if it's scary. I'll stay down.
I mean, you've already gotten a lot out of this session. This can wait till next time.
No, it's okay. Just do it again. I'll stay. I'll try anyways.
Okay. But remember, this is only a memory and it can't hurt you. You've already gone through this and you've survived. So think of it more as a movie that you know every detail of, okay?
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and lean back and close your eyes. I want you to picture the staircase again. As we travel down the staircase, we'll count backwards from 10, traveling back into your subconscious. Take the first step, 10. Relaxing your body, releasing tension head to toe, and listening to the sound of my voice. 8. Deep breaths. 7. Another step. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. You're back in the room with the reels. I want you to go through and pick out the same reel that you did last time.
I've gone through the second door into the theater.
What do you see on the screen?
I'm lying in bed, looking up at the looming shadow of my father. I'm pretending to be asleep.
How old are you?
14. He's watching us.
What is your father doing?
He's just standing there. He's watching us.
Who else is with you?
John is sleeping on the trundle bed beside me. He's deep asleep. He hasn't noticed my father yet.
What exactly is your father doing?
He's just watching us. He isn't supposed to be here. We moved. He's grabbed me. He's pulling me outside. It's freezing and it stinks. He reeks. I can smell the alcohol coming off of his skin. It's freezing and it stinks like the ocean.
Like the ocean?
We're living in Orange County and it stinks like the ocean sometimes at night. It stinks like the ocean, and I could hear my brothers dragging their feet as they follow behind us to the car. My father picks us up and throws us into the car like we're nothing. I'm crying because I hit my head on the car. Adam is crying because he's frightened. I'm frightened because my father is blind drunk and he's taking us somewhere. He isn't driving well.
What do you see?
I'm turned around looking at my brothers. I'm not looking out the window. We're slowing down now. I can hear grit under the tires. It sounds like sand. And I can hear the brakes squeaking too.
Are you looking out the window? Can you see where you are?
It's too dark. All I can see is what's in the headlights. There's a guardrail and some foliage. I can hear the ocean now. My father's getting something out of the trunk. I'm shaking because all I'm wearing is an oversized t-shirt, and so are my brothers. We're standing close together, not knowing what's going to happen. And I'm too afraid to ask.
Remember, this isn't happening to you now. You're safe. Just breathe. You're safe here with me.
It's not safe. We're in trouble and something's gonna happen. I hear something heavy hit the metal frame of the car as my dad pulls it out of the trunk, but I'm so afraid I don't want to look. I just keep looking into my brother's faces 'cause I'm afraid this is the last time that I'm going to see them. My father hands me a coiled up old garden hose. It's long and thin, and I'm having a hard time holding it. He's screaming at me.
What's your father saying?
If you drop that again, I'll drop you into the ocean.
How old are your brothers?
Adam must be about 6. John is 9.
And what are they doing?
Adam is standing in between John and I. He's sobbing. He's so frightened. My father is just walking into the surf. He walks into the water until it licks his feet, and then he turns back towards us. I can see what he's holding, and my heart sinks.
What's he holding?
He's been redoing the garden, and he has cinder blocks everywhere. He's holding a cinder block. He's walking us into the surf now. He walks us into the surf, and he puts the block down. My feet are in the water, and it's freezing. I've never been so cold in my life. I'm frozen with terror. He's going to kill us.
He's not going to kill you. You're here. You're here. You're all still here.
He's going to kill us. He keeps trying to pull Adam away from us, and I pull back the other way, but I'm slipping in the sand. I see a light on in the house in the distance, and I start screaming. We all start screaming. He's going to kill us, and no one's coming to help. John and I try to wrestle his hands off of Adam's arms, but even drunk, he's so strong. He just pushes me away, and I land on my back. By the time I get back on my feet, he has Adam pinned, and his hunting knife is out.
He has a knife?
He always has it. He always has that knife with him. He's cut it out, and we can't touch him anymore, or he'll cut Adam. He's making that very clear. He has me pick up the hose and hold it while he cuts it into smaller pieces. He uses them to tie the block to Adam's ankle. He tells me to help tie knots, but I'm moving very slowly. I have tears streaming down my face. I can't do it. I can't help him.
What is Adam doing?
He's crying. He's sitting with his knees up to his face, and he's crying softly in the sand. He's trying so hard to be brave. He's trying so hard to be brave, even though we're all so frightened. John's knees are quivering. His legs are wet. His hands are shaking. I think he's peed himself. He's holding the hose while my dad cuts it into little pieces, and he tells me to help tie knots. But I'm not doing very well on purpose, and my father can see this. He tells John and I to cut the hose while he ties the knots the right way. I think about stabbing him.
Did you?
No, I can't. I'm afraid I'll miss it, and I'll make it worse for all of us. What if there's a chance he doesn't go through with it? There's so many possibilities.
What does he do?
All I can do is cut the hose.
What does he do when he's done with Adam?
He pushes John down hard onto his backside. He has sand all over his legs and his underpants. He's soaked. He's sobbing. He's frightened.
What's your father saying now?
He's miserably quiet. I can hear the ocean. I can hear Adam sniffling, and I can hear John whispering, "Please no, Daddy, barely audible, but what I can hear hurts me. I think about stabbing my father again. He's kneeling in front of me, tying my ankle to the block. My hands are shaking, and I want to do it so bad. I want to stab him and save us from drowning. I think about stabbing myself. I think about saving myself from drowning. I think about it a lot until my toes hit the water. We've been walking for a long time, but I hadn't noticed. Adam is gripping my left hand, and John is stuck to my right. We're walking forward into the water, and our father is walking behind us. I can hear the sloshing. I'm trying to keep Adam above water. The water's almost over his head. My father just keeps walking until the waves hit him in the chest. He's holding the block over our heads. He's very calm. Adam is struggling to stay above water. John's treading water. I can feel the sand beneath my feet just barely, but it keeps giving way, and I keep getting mouthfuls of water. I can hear the waves hitting my father's chest. He's a very tall man. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't make excuses for his actions, and he doesn't ask our forgiveness. He just stands there, perfectly still, and he smiles. And then he drops the block.
You're okay. Just breathe. You're okay. Just breathe. Well, I think that we've found the source of your fear of water.
You think so?
Listen, you're about to have aftershocks of information, things that you're going to remember, and it's important that you write these things down. I can't stress how important it is for you to do that.
Okay,
You're
Doug,
going to remember
okay.
what happened next and what
Hold on.
I know.
I think I'm feeling one of those aftershocks you talked about. The only reason I am here right now is because he was too drunk to tie the knots tightly. They got wet and the water loosened them. He tried to drown us all. And the stupid thing is, that sick fuck tried to kill us. And we went home afterwards. We went home because we had nowhere else to go. We went home.
What did your mother do?
She moved us again.
Did he follow you again?
No, he killed himself. I was 18. That's when my memories start to come back.
Why do you think that this memory came back to the surface?
Our first sessions were grief counseling, remember?
I do. But Laura, I need you to say out loud the connection that you've made.
My issues with water started when Adam killed himself.
And you found him?
He'd hung himself with a garden hose. He was the child in the boat in my dream. My father was the man. My father's instability robbed my innocent little brother of his life. I had forgotten that he was having trouble taking baths.
You had mentioned that he stopped bathing before he...
I tried to make myself forget it all. I threw out my real journals and just kept my dream journals because I didn't want to remember any of it. I did this to myself.
No, your father did this to you a long time ago. And it's perfectly common to want to forget something like this.
But it's not common to survive your father trying to drown you and your siblings in the ocean.
It is common to want to forget traumatic memories. Listen, I don't always encourage escapism as a means of therapy, but sometimes when certain memories and certain details inhibit our ability to live normal and productive lives, then it's time to let go. It's time to let some of these details go. What happened to you and your brothers was horrendous. It's perfectly common to want to forget it. Laura, you've had an incredibly difficult session today. But I am so proud of you for reaching out when you did, for help, and for being able to open up like this. And you should be too. $111 sessions. Perfect number.
What do you mean?
Well, in numerology, 111 signifies big change. Your life's about to take a 360 turnaround in a new direction. I'd say it's apropos for the session we did here today. Laura, you took a big step in the right direction.
I guess so. Can we schedule another session for next week?
Yeah, I'll put you down for the same time, but in the meantime, go home. Get some rest. Maybe go visit your mother, or...
I'm gonna go call John.
You look better today.
Yeah. You said that last time. You have what I asked for?
I told you I wasn't
Just
going
give me the
to.
fucking cigarettes.
You really shouldn't be smoking.
Neither should you.
Glad to see the treatment is working.
Yeah, well.
Are you gonna tell me what happened to your hair?
I got jumped.
Are you fucking kidding me? How did they get?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to have a talk with the director
Can you settle
about
down
better
for a
staff
second?
coverage.
Jessica, we
This
settled down
never
for
would
a
have happened
fucking
if they
second.
were
I'm
here.
fine. Alright? It was my fault anyway, so just relax. Can I keep this?
Do I want to know why?
Why I want to keep the lighter or why I got jumped?
Why you got jumped?
No. I guess I don't play well with others.
God, you're such a smart ass. I see you got my gift.
No. Yeah. Clever way to cover up the problem.
I didn't mean it like that.
I know you didn't.
I thought it was a nice gift.
No, they're very nice. I'm wearing them, aren't I?
I thought you deserved something.
Thank you. I appreciate them.
How's your head?
Is that supposed to be funny?
No. I mean, does it still hurt?
I don't really like the meds that they're giving me. It makes me foggy.
You still
and
need to take
I
them.
am taking them.
Really?
No. I cheek them and then I stuff them in my mattress. Is that what you want to hear?
Seriously, Hailey? That medication is added to your bill that I'm paying for every month. And you're just here screwing
I'm
around.
fucking kidding! Jesus! Why are you being so testy today?
They told me what happened. Well, have anything to say for yourself?
Fuck you. Try and act like mom doesn't suit you too well.
Well, someone has to take care of everything. You need to stop. You broke 2 of the dentist's fingers.
Maybe he shouldn't be putting them in places they don't belong. Or hell, he could have at least bought me a drink first.
We are not going to talk about this. They are going to sedate you in your appointments from now on.
Good. I could use a nap.
You're not the only one who lost Mom, okay? I'm just trying to pick up the pieces.
You think I'm lashing out because of Mom? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, alright, pick up the pieces. Pay for my dentist appointments and my meds, my appointments, clean up after the shit that I did!
That's not what I meant, and you know it, Hailey.
Sure it is. Like, I get it, alright? I'm the fuck up. I guess the apple doesn't fall far, does it?
We are not going to talk about this right now.
Right. I'll just wait till Cliff gets here. You know, he just loves hearing this sad story about what that fuck did to us. Christ, I'm sure he gets off on it too.
That's enough! I'll see you tomorrow.
I love you. You two know that, right? You know, I know I don't say it enough.
I know you do.
Then why do I feel like you're not coming back?
Get some rest. I love you. Goodbye.
Jesus!
Going somewhere?
You lost or something?
No. Actually, I'm Dr. Derrick Peters. I'll be coming by to speak with you a few times a week.
Why? What happened to Cliff?
Oh, Dr. Birds. You won't be seeing him anymore.
Shame. What, do you get bored? No longer wanted the pleasure of my company?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Never mind. Look, I don't need another shrink. Alright? I told Cliff everything so you could just look at his notes and whatever, look at my file or whatever it is you're looking for.
Cliff's notes.
Yeah, his notes. You know, the chicken scratcher you fucking shrinks like... What, is something funny?
Cliff notes said it was funny to me.
I don't understand. How is that supposed to be funny? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Not important. Doesn't matter. Look, I'd like to speak with you, so, have a seat.
No, I'll stand.
You sure? I can have you escorted to your chair if you prefer.
You're younger than the other doctors I've seen.
Yes. Well, let's keep it with you.
How old are you anyway?
How are you feeling?
Like, don't try and get all buddy with me, alright?
What do you mean by that?
You shrinks. You just try and figure out what makes me tick and just so I can be some other chapter in your bullshit journal.
Actually, I'd like to get to know you.
Why is that?
I find you interesting.
Please. You find me to make you more interesting so that you can just brag about how you fix the crazies in your fucking seminars or your dinner parties or whatever it is that you fucking people do.
Are you always this angry?
You'd love to know that, wouldn't you?
Actually, I would.
Is that why Cliff left? Alright. I'll play.
You know you can't do that.
Keep that between us and I'll be a delight to talk to. Do you want one?
Where'd you get those from?
None of your business.
Your health is my business.
My mental health is your business. End of discussion. Don't give me that cancer shit either. My daddy smoked every day and he never had a spot on his lung. At least when I knew him.
Were you too close?
You read the reports?
You brought him up, I didn't.
To support my argument, not to reminisce. You have my file. I'm sure you've read it many times and now you can put a face to the name.
Okay. Let's start from the beginning. And to answer your question, Dr. Burroughs left for personal matters.
Yeah, okay. Personally, I didn't like him that much either. Oh, and by the way, how are his balls doing? I mean, assuming he still has them.
Hailey C. Brown, born February 14th,
1997, the shittiest time of year.
What makes you say that?
Dead of winter. Incomplete month. It's on fucking Valentine's Day. You figure it out.
So you don't like Valentine's Day?
Nobody likes Valentine's Day.
One sister, Jessica. No brothers. Mother, Sheila B. Brown. And father, Raymond P. Brown. Left when you were 12.
Yeah, when Mommy Dearest finally accepted the fact that Ray was a sick fuck. I mean, Jesus, his name was Ray P. Brown. Ray P. That was not nice of his parents.
So you thought she was in denial?
He had been coming into my room every other night since I was 9. Didn't take her 3 years to put the fucking pieces together.
What did you do in your bedroom every other night?
You really have to ask? Fine. He came into my room, drunk off his ass, and told me that he wanted to show me how much he loved me. Like how he loved my mother. Action speaks so much louder than words, he would say. My room was right next to theirs. She never asked about the bruises, the blood. She let that happen to me for 3 fucking years. She finally kicked him out when he broke my arm.
How did that happen?
When he tried to go after my sister one night. See, I always felt like she knew, but never saw anything or understood, and she shouldn't. No one should at that age. But we shared a room, so one night she woke up, saw everything, and she started to cry. And that caught his attention. And he took one step towards her, and I did everything I could to tear his fucking eyes out. See, because I saw this news segment, right? And the guy said if a man ever attacks a woman, she's supposed to go for the eyes, right? So I did, and even though she was a little bit older, I needed to protect her from that piece. And granted, I don't know if he approached her to stop her from crying or something else, but he wasn't gonna fucking touch her. Anyway, he threw me across the room. Mom came in, and I guess you can say that she caught him with his pants down. You know, there's no sweeping this one under the rug, not the scratches that I left on his face. His bruises, his blood. She kicked him out. saw him again. And she never mentioned him again. Like it never fucking happened. And there's my sad little story. Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Hey, you loved your sister.
Still do. She's what keeps me going.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, she's the only one who stuck around, you know. Not that I can blame Mother much, getting sick and all. You know, Jessica's under this impression that my lashing out has to do with our mother dying. Like, I didn't get to build an actual relationship with a woman, which isn't my fucking fault. She's the one that created this wedge between us because of all this stupid shit that happened. And
I think we should talk about this another time.
What? Why?
Hailey, I want to thank you for opening up. I think we've made a lot of progress for your first session.
What the hell you say? You just fucking got here.
I'll see you tomorrow.
What?
Goodbye.
Hey, wait a second. Hey, Derrick. Hey! Derrick! The fuck?
All right, come on, sweetheart.
Get your fucking hands off me!
Feisty today, aren't we? Then we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. You know I like it hard, but I'll let you decide.
Been there. I wasn't impressed.
You know the drill. Take your pills. Good girl.
Fuck you.
Tempting. Maybe later.
Hailey, I want to ask you, do you think you have a problem with authority? I mean, you don't strike me as the type of person that follows orders or directions very often, and you're known for your violent aggression towards the staff, so.
Why didn't any of these windows open?
Hailey, could you please answer the question? Do you think that you're better now than when you first came here?
Can we do this outside? Please, it's stuffy in here. I want to go outside.
Maybe later. The last time I did this outside, the patient stole my keys, bought a Shatner mask, and started killing teenage babysitters.
You're too friendly for your own good, you know that?
What is that supposed to
You're
mean?
too fucking nice. I mean, look at you. Straight as an arrow.
I enjoy helping people.
Yeah, okay. How did you get mixed up in all this madness anyway?
Clever. Let's keep it with you.
You're the one that brought up your past, I didn't. What, you want me to talk about myself all day? That's not a conversation. Quid pro quo, Dr. Peters. Consider me the lector to your starling since you like horror movies so much.
Okay, so you did get the reference then.
Of course I did, you're just not funny. Come on, Derrick. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Now tell me, I would imagine that you grew up on a farm down in the south with your mama and daddy, and then you decided to make it in the big bad city, am I right?
Well, my father left when I was 4.
Ooh, daddy issues, see, fuck you too?
Hailey.
I'm sorry, continue. I won't interrupt again, just,
Well, he left, and life went on. I had a sister who had special needs. I practically raised her. my mom was too busy with my grandmother.
Okay.
So you could say I grew up helping people who couldn't help themselves.
A regular Mother Teresa. How's that working out for you?
Well, my grandmother passed a few years ago, and my mother basically drank herself to death.
What about your sister?
Well, my mother blamed her for my father leaving, the bills, the debt. So she drowned her in a bathtub one morning while I was at school.
Sorry. I guess we're both broken, huh? In our own way.
I'm fine.
Right? Keep telling yourself that. Shit, you shouldn't be fine after that. Maybe you do belong here.
Do you think you belong here?
No. Do you?
Well, my opinion doesn't matter.
Oh, sure it does. If it didn't, then why would you even be here? Now tell me, how'd you get stuck with me anyway, huh? Lose a bet? Flip a coin? Or do you shrinks just get to, pick from the lot?
Well, I took this case.
I'm not a fucking case.
I'm sorry. I'll rephrase. I chose you, Hailey.
That sounds inappropriate.
You know that's not what I mean.
Why?
Well, I looked at your file, Cliff's reports, and you haven't been here very long, but you've had a rough go of it. You and the staff.
I could give a shit less about the staff.
Well, maybe you should change your perspective. I mean, they have your best interest.
Bullshit. Have you seen the way they look at me? They don't want to help me. To them, I'm just another number, another case number to them. Everyone here treats me like I'm fucking crazy. Everyone here treats me like shit.
I disagree.
Well, you don't count.
I'm sure they're not all bad.
It's true. Some of them like me a lot more than others.
What happened? Who? Who, Hailey? If something's been happening to you that's inappropriate, I need to know about it. You can trust me.
I don't trust any of you. I can take care of myself.
And how's that working out for you? Hailey, would you say that your lack of trust stems from your father's abuse or your mother's neglect? Hailey.
My sister hasn't shown up since you've been here. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Are you familiar with the term deflection, Hailey?
Are you?
Fair enough. But unfortunately, our time is up, so we'll have to talk about it another time.
No. It's been 3 fucking weeks, Derrick.
Baby steps.
Fuck your baby steps.
You've been making a lot of progress, all right? Now, I want you to think really hard about what you want to talk about next time.
Derrick.
And what you hope to get out of this.
Look, you could cut the whole condescending to shrink bit, alright? It's rude and it's fucking old. And playing dumb might have worked for your retard of a sister if that sob story is even true. But I'm not gonna put up with your shit, so why don't you just stop fucking with me?
I'm not fucking with you! You wanna know why I took your case, Hailey? Because you've had a rough life. And now you're stuck here. And I thought maybe you'd like somebody to talk to. Someone to listen to you. To help you. Maybe even get you out of here. God forbid you ever let anyone get close. And you come up with this bullshit facade like you don't care or give a shit about what anyone thinks. Okay? That's the way you want to play it? Fine. But I'm done being nice about it.
Don't act like you know shit about me.
Don't act like you know shit about me! You don't know me, you don't know where I've been, what I've done. You don't even know why I do what I do. I am trying to help you.
Why the fuck do you care so much?
I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey. Can I bum a few smokes? I mean, you took mine, so.
Actually, those were mine. We sharing everything now.
Look, I'll pay you back later, okay? Just...
Why wait?
That's not what I meant.
Sure it is.
Fuck, I'm dead! We need to talk.
I know. Are you alright?
I didn't sleep well.
No, you look
I
like...
said I'm fine.
Okay. I won't go there. Look, I'd like to pick up from where we left off last time. So why don't you have a seat? Now, before we start, I want to say that I apologize for my outburst yesterday. I was out of line.
Accepted.
Thank you. Now, Hailey, do you know why you're here?
I tried to kill myself.
And why did you try to do that?
Oh, come on, man. Can't you just tell me what I want to know?
In a minute. There's some things I have to get through first. Now, why did you want to kill yourself?
I hurt people. Life would just be easier if I was gone. The fuck up. You know, Jessica can go about her own life. And my so-called friends, you know, none of them have even come to visit me. Not a single fucking person. I just want this shit to stop. And that wasn't an accident or a cry for help, alright? I fucking meant it.
Do you still have thoughts of suicide?
Sometimes. But who doesn't, you know, the thought always crosses one's mind. You know, you're driving on a highway and you think, oh, what would happen if I just sped up and veered off into the next lane? Yeah. Would the car flip? Would I die on impact? How good are these airbags?
The call of the void.
Right. Or, you know, you take some painkillers because you have a headache and you think about doubling, tripling doses. You know, would I get sick? Would it be unpleasant or would I just fall asleep? Or you can do what I did. You know, it didn't even hurt at first. It was actually really fucking easy. And of course, you're not thinking about your family or your friends, no regard for their feelings or whatever. You're acting on an impulse, you know? It's a knee-jerk reaction. There's nothing else to think about other than just fucking ending it. So to answer your question, yeah, I still have thoughts of suicide. Everybody does. That's the difference between a thought and an action. My only downfall was that I got caught.
But you didn't get caught the first time, so you thought you wouldn't get caught the second.
What?
Your first attempt passed off as an accident. The second time was much more direct. Hailey, I'd like to show you some photos. You recognize any of these?
That was me at the hospital. I was in an accident a few years ago.
But why were you there?
Don't you fucking dare. This was not an attempt of suicide, all right? My sister was in the car.
I know.
I wouldn't do that with my sister in the car.
I know, Hailey. Just tell me what you remember. Please.
We went for a hike outside of town, all right? It was late when we were done. I was driving. I turned a corner too fast. We spun out and hit a tree. Hard. I woke up in the car and...
What about Jessica?
She was fine.
She was?
Yeah, I mean, she was there when I was at the hospital. She was a little banged up a bit and I had hit my head, but...
But she was fine. And you went to the hospital?
Yes.
What about the car?
I said it got totaled.
No. Which part of the car hit the tree?
What does that matter?
Please just answer the question.
What are you even talking about? Like, what does that have to do with any of this?
I'm talking about you hitting a tree. You walk away with a mere concussion. Most people don't even walk away from this. You don't have any skull fractures. You don't have any broken wrists. No crushed legs. All common injuries associated with a collision like this.
I know. I know that.
So tell me again, which part of the car hit the tree?
Look, we were both lucky to survive that. Okay, I fucking get it. All right,
No.
what?
The tree hit the passenger side of the car.
No. No. She was fine. She came to visit me at the hospital.
Hailey. She died at the scene.
No.
Look. Anyone with personal psychological trauma like that, okay? It didn't get better after your father left, and that was no accident.
She was all that I had. No. Yes, no, she was here. She came to visit me a couple weeks ago. She gave me cigarettes.
Haley, I have visitor logs. I can show you. No one has visited you since you've been here. We have cameras. I can show you.
No, she gave me these. See? Now let me see her.
You took those from another patient. There was an altercation and they cut your hair. You got the cigarettes from another staff member.
No, fuck you. Let me see my sister. Why are you keeping her from me? She was here a couple weeks ago. She gave me cigarettes, and she hasn't been here since you fucking showed up.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to have to show you.
my sister.
Hailey, it's not that
I
simple.
killed her. And then I tried to kill myself. Twice. And I don't...
The brain has an interesting defense mechanism.
It's nice to finally be outside. So, you don't think I'm a flight risk or steal your car or nothing?
Well, I trust you. I mean, can I trust you?
Yeah. I mean, I can't even go anywhere if I wanted to, and there's nothing for like 25 miles, so.
More importantly, I need you to trust me. You're gonna be fine.
Fine.
Yeah, you know. Freaked out, insecure, neurotic and emotional. You do all those really well.
Well, it's a gift.
I mean, it's not gonna be easy. Definitely gonna be hard. But you've been through the worst of it. You are gonna be fine.
Fine. So I can trust you, huh?
Yes, of course.
The other day, when you had asked if I had been mistreated,
Mm-hmm.
there's this orderly, Greg. You know Greg, the big,
Yeah.
He's been fuck.
What do you want to do about it?
Can you put a fucking hit on him?
Not sure I can do that. But I could totally beat his ass and make it look like an accident.
Yeah, I might take you up on that.
Hey, you don't have to talk about it today. Your session's been over for a while now.
Hey. Cliff notes. That's funny.
I told you I was funny.